In the future, the Dreadlit Riddler has stolen from Gotham Bank. Whatever shall we do? He has left a riddle with clues that only Batman can solve, but unfortunately, Batman is not here, and Hal and Dave have to stop the Riddler.
Hang in there, Space Skits, while I go reboot Dave for a second. Cheat, cheat.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of like one of the things I want in life.
There's like one more thing we can do in this zone, I think. But we're kind of like on the way out.
I wanted to see if anyone was paying attention. Actually, so that actually comes from a funny story, believe it or not. Is that I'm actually considering purchasing a DVD in the near future for research, actually.
Research, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's right, we need to go down.
It's a DVD called Adam West Naked, which is an interesting...
That is an interesting title, yes.
Well, let me explain the whole thing. So, the Batman television show actually had huge rights issues for a long time. The 1960s one.
Alright, down there.
Because it was actually owned by Fox.
Huh.
And Batman is owned by WB.
Even back then, like DC and WB were together?
No, they weren't at the time.
No.
I actually have to look at when Warner Brothers actually purchased them. But
so Zone 3 actually has really catchy music, by the way.
But yeah, no, Fox actually was the one who made the Batman TV show back in the day, 20th Century. Before they had the television show, so, you know, it was owned by them. So there's like huge licensing issues. And for a long time, it was thought that they were never going to come on DVD.
Huh.
Yeah, no, that changed, and...
Yeah, that kind of had to work itself out.
No, it did. But at the time, Adam West was also getting old, and now he's passed, actually.
Yeah.
So, before, like, actually years beforehand, too, he actually made a DVD where he gave commentary on all 120 episodes of the show.
So, wait, was that released previously, or he just, like, planned ahead?
Yeah, he planned ahead. He planned ahead. Actually, he made the DVD.
That is fantastic.
He made the DVD way before anything was happening to him.
Adam West is a cool guy.
And he basically just released it so he could actually talk about the show himself and his experiences on it. You hear about Cesar Romero and how he's apparently the coolest guy ever.
Man, that's what I like to hear, because I feel like these days you kind of hear a lot of negative things about various actors.
Well,
it's very sad. It's like,
well,
don't meet your heroes, you know?
Well, honestly, I would... Adam West seems like he would have been a chill guy to talk to, since apparently... there was like a period where he regretted his Batman role for obvious reasons, typecasting, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But
it was like Mark Hamill had a hard time after being Luke Skywalker.
A little bit. He had it easier because he was able to find a niche in voice acting.
Yeah, but when did Batman the Animated Series start? That was like 1991-ish?
Yeah, but Hamill did Broadway.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, like, there was a gap between Return of the Jedi and Batman. Basically,
well,
is what
he also had injuries and stuff like that. There's like a huge history on all this stuff, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
Joking aside with all this stuff, yeah, I don't want to be too out there here.
These things they just shoot at you if you get in front of them.
But yeah, one of the things you notice in like Cesar Romero and his watch. Apparently, he never took off his watch because it was a gift from the president of Mexico.
Yeah?
Yeah. So you get stuff like that in the DVD. And I'm like, fuck, I want to see that. And he talks about Julie Newmar and all that, all the guest stars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no. I want to hear about Liberace. He was actually in the show, too. I actually do want to hear about this stuff. Because Batman, that show got a huge rap because it, made Batman not dark and stuff, when honestly those episodes are very good representations of the comic at the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was Batman that dark at the time, or
no,
was that like a later development?
A lot of people overestimate how dark Batman is at certain times. A good example is the Golden Age, actually, where a lot of people point out that, like, as a joke, that Batman had a gun, or, you know...
Well, that is pretty funny considering how anti-gun he is now.
Yeah, no. He only used it a couple times, though. And
You gotta hit him with the bat gun.
he killed them, but those can be chalked up to finding, like, what they wanted to do with the character. And here's the thing, you wanna know how long that lasted total?
It's like Superman was a total dick when they first introduced him.
Not necessarily, it really depends. Like, Superman
Like
wasn't...
the earliest one before he even like had a
not
costume.
even, like, I would say the earliest.
Every now and then he's got like some violent outburst.
Okay, yes, that is true. But what I'm trying to say is Batman, how long he was dark in the Golden Age did not last that long. It was like a year. And even then I would argue that he wasn't that dark.
I like the way they recycle this enemy because the thing that dispenses the blades here is identical to the like Nautilus dispenser in the previous areas, or the bee dispenser.
But yeah. What made Batman not dark was actually Robin.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
introduced a year in, and honestly, Robin saved the Batman title.
Oh yeah, you told me about that one.
Yeah, basically.
Let's see, I wanna go here.
But yeah,
So this zone is actually somewhat faithful. Spikes. Spikes that are not one-hit kill, because this is not Mega Man. This area is somewhat faithful to the original NES game, Area 3, where it's very much you're in this factory. Oh yeah, these guys are fun to mess with when you have to do the shield. Ooh. Except for when you miss the shield. There we go. Yeah, there's something very satisfying about getting the shield to pop up and then counterattack. And that shield is your best friend in like destroyer mode. Here it's just a useful tool.
that's fair. Like, you know,
I'm not ready to commit to that shield yet.
you're not ready to commit to the shield.
I have commitment issues. We should see other shields.
I've been seeing Captain America's shield on the weekend.
I'm attracted to other forms of protection. He just cocks his gun and he's like, I believe that offense is the best defense.
Offense, offense, offense.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember which was the correct way through here. Walking against the treadmill. Yeah, that was the right way. I kind of figured when I saw how hard it was below. It's like, not the right.
What's more dangerous?
Yeah, got the most resistance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like Mega Man about those like whirling spikes.
There really is. And again, like most of the sections in this are like very Mega Man-esque.
Ah. Obliteration lasers.
What will you do? They're obliteration
Well,
lasers.
keeping my promise to lay off the wave beam, we'll be doing this instead.
You have to choose between the wave beam and
Honestly, this is kind of better. I kind of hold it against games where they like undermine their own mechanics by having something that's just OP.
Mm-hmm.
Because getting the player to learn how to use this in a situation like this is really good. But
Yeah.
if they only know how to use the wave beam, it's just like, oh, I just do the one thing and I button mash and win.
Well, that's kind of the thing with God Hand, I remember. Is
Flash
that,
bomber.
I believe like one of the attacks in God Hand are basically like, if you just want to cheese it, you can.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember which one. I believe it's like a tackle that like a flying tackle thing where basically it knocks down the opponents.
Oh, it's flying tackle. Let's see. We don't have the map for the zone, so we can kind of.
I never
Let's
played
figure
God
this
Hand
out.
because I never found a copy out in the wild.
Yeah, wasn't it kind of rare?
Probably, maybe not. Maybe I'll look it up later. And it could just be one of those things where it's like, it's only rare because I didn't look for it. You know, or it's only rare, but it's actually there's a bunch of copies out in the wild. Like the Shin Megami Tensei games for PlayStation are, you can actually.
I like that it took a flash bomb to light up this zone, even though the pulsing electricity apparently provided no light earlier.
Well, yeah. It's dark light.
Yeah. That makes as much sense as any explanation.
See, it's purple, so it's evil light, so you can't see it in darkness.
Purple's like the color of evil energy in any... Ah!
Eat the purple.
You gotta eat the purple. Eat the purple.
Eat the purple, be the grimace.
Well then.
What the fuck is the grimace?
I don't know.
Will we ever find out?
I was gonna say, like... I don't know. I used to like McDonald's a lot, and the older I got, I'm just like, I don't... Fast food doesn't make me feel, like, good inside.
Sometimes you need that to make your... because you feel like shit. No.
I need to fill my world with light.
You fill...
Or in this case, grease.
You fill my world with grease?
What would that look like? It's like... I don't even know that scene.
I just
Didn't we have,
imagine like a
woman?
janky
Who's
physics...
the woman in that scene?
I forget her name off the top of my head. It's not Lady. I know it's not Lady. I'm looking this up.
Oh, good.
Because
I'm glad we only half remember the reference we keep making.
look, I've been drinking a bit tonight, so you know me. I'm like, okay, who the frick is it?
Well,
Trish. It's Trish.
Trish. Okay, so
I didn't have to look that
Trish
up.
is filling our world with grease. Now
Yeah.
it just makes me picture, like, it's like Dante, but she's like some like really like full-figured woman.
Honestly, when I'm mad, have you actually seen pictures of Trish?
Yeah, okay, like, yeah, she's like anime like thick, but like I mean like
I know. Look, no.
like BBW.
What I
kind of.
remember, no, what I'm thinking here is more.
And then she'd be like filling your world with grease.
No, what I'm thinking here more is like a janky physics version of Devil May Cry, where it's like Dante just slips around.
Yeah, I can't go through yet.
Oh, fill your world with grease! And then he just like slipped off buildings and it's all just
yeah, yeah, grease would be slippery.
No one can step to anything anymore. They just slip off into the abyss.
I'm unscathed, mostly. That's right. They want you to
But is your
raise
world...
the green one over the.
Well,
the
you're
elements.
unscathed, but is your world filled with grease?
So we picked up the homing missile while we were at it. That's the thing that happened.
Are you sure?
It's very like cheerful music.
Nice. We're on a road trip.
They didn't have so much of the like. Oh no!
We nearly died and
We
crushed
nearly
ourselves.
died and crushed ourselves. They didn't have so much like the moving platform stuff in the NES game, but they had a lot of the other elements in this level, including the layout. Yeah. Which I find really fascinating how one goes about basically like redeveloping these. That's right. There's a fun little detail. Is that in areas that are considered like kind of underground or dark, the tank will have, or Sophia will have, a little like headlight in front of it, like we see right now. Didn't have that in the first zone.
Okay.
So it actually turns on and off depending on where you are.
That's cool. Like a nice little detail.
Oh, they have so many like nice little details in. Intergrace is so good at what they do.
And I maybe see some more.
I bet Galgun's pretty good too, even though I've never played that one. It looks kind of silly, but it's probably like secretly considered some like hardcore shooter, like hardcore rail shooter. It just happens to have panties galore.
Well, it's named Galgun. I wonder.
That's like the thing. Is like, it's always. I guess it like changes by game, but it's always like you're just like some like anime high school boy who like needs to find a girlfriend or something, but then some bumbling angel falls down from heaven and is just like, I'm gonna help you. Whoops! I cast a spell, so now everybody's like super horny for you. And then like the game becomes like he has to like shoot his love gun at every girl that comes after him until he can find, like, the one.
At least it's better than Akiba Stroke, I think is what it's called.
I just remember, like, laughing out loud when I discovered that Intercreates was the developer for that game, because I had, at the time, only known them for the incredibly dark and violent Mega Man Zero series.
You know, sometimes you gotta stretch your wings a bit.
So I'm like, wait, they made this goofy stuff? But then, like, Gunvolt is, like, a weird combination of the two, because they have, like, this kind of, like, Miku Hatsune idol thing going on, but then also the really, like, dark Mega Man-esque, like, sci-fi plot.
Mm-hmm.
So they just have fun with what they do.
Yeah. I remember back in the day with
Check this out. We got the hover pack.
Woo! We can hover?
We can hover.
We can hover.
Except the door just locked behind us.
Oh, boss time.
Also, Eve, what is the jump button, you say? It's funny.
What was a chip doing in a place like this?
It's almost like it's the lair of the boss of some variety. This is actually... I feel like you don't fight too many bosses as Sophia, so... That's right. Crap. He's an Intercreates protagonist. He gets to swear just to get this game a teen rating.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if this game has a rating. I'd have to check. Like, eShop games that probably have rated on.
Dude, like most games that they're sold on a platform have to be rated, but I'll check. They'll give
I'm
me
actually kind of curious now.
M. No.
Yeah, right.
Alright. I'm checking.
I used all of the ammo. That may have been a bad plan. What are you shooting at me, buddy?
Is this actually rated?
I mean, it's probably like E10, if I were to guess. This is probably like the first boss that presents like any like actual challenge in the game.
Yeah.
Well, no, I guess like Mother Brain back in the forest was difficult for like new players.
Sorry, no, I'm just checking to see if this is rated at all. Can't seem to find it.
Oh. Ooh, you raked the laser.
Alright, Nintendo, I'm looking at your... I'm
Not rated. Like, Intercreates is like, we can get away with anything.
Okay, it's rated E for everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even E10?
Just E.
They're allowed to say crap in an E-rated game?
Apparently!
You learn something new every day, Space Cadets.
Actually, I was watching Star Versus, and the language was actually a little... was a little more...
That thing was a mutant. Like, I love the enemy designs in this game, but at the same time, the whole idea of the mutants is where it's just like ambiguous blob creatures identified solely by their huge eyeballs that infect everything. So it's kind of like super generic, but it's fun.
Yeah. Fred is disappearing? No!
Then we gotta go find Fred. It's like, what is our like tank adventure if we don't have the frog?
Oh no!
It's like we lost the frog, but we found a girl.
Hold it! I just realized
What?
this is Big the Cat self-insert fanfic.
Well, that's one way to kill a Let's Play, Space Cadets.
Think about it.
Tune in next time for Big the Cat's adventure.